world surrounded by the use of cell phones. Sadly, many people take this advantage too far. One example is from an article written by Aaron Apperly. This example is of two best friends, Stacy Ho and Kelsey Raphael. They love to do everything together. They're just like normal teenagers. And every day they would hang out and just go to friends' houses. They were known to be as responsible teenagers, but one day they had a downfall. The one weakness was their use of their cell phones. These two girls were glued to their cell phones. One day, Kelsey was driving home and her friend Stacy was following in the car behind. They were driving just like normal, except for Kelsey was talking on the phone to one of her friends. As she was driving, she pulled out to pass the car that was in front of her. Her friend behind her, Stacy, thought nothing of it until she saw an oncoming car quickly approaching. Kelsey quickly passed the car and slid into her lane of traffic. Stacy was relieved when she found that her friend had made it safely back into the lane. But quickly after Kelsey slid into her lane, she hit a snowbank and collided with the oncoming car. Stacy quickly pulled over to see if her friend Kelsey was okay. To her dismay, she found her friend unconscious. A few hours later, Kelsey was pronounced dead, and her best friend was devastated. Each day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and more than 1,153 people are injured in car crashes that are reported to involve distracted drivers. Cell phones are very useful, but they are a big distraction and they need to be banned while driving. One reason is because the current regional laws and their variations can be very confusing. Many states have different laws concerning cell phone use while driving. Most states have a no texting policy, and just like Kelsey Raphael, simply talking on your cell phone can be fatal. A complete ban would make the law clear and leave no room for interpretation. Having strict laws does not take away any rights, but simply makes driving safer. While driving, you need to remember that driving is a privilege, not a right. Having a cell phone ban while driving does not inflict upon any rights, but should be required for the privilege of driving. One quote from Gerald Lincoln states, "Case laws hold that the safety of the public can outweigh the ability of the individual to drive." Having a cell phone ban while driving doesn't take away any rights, but it should be required to keep people safer. Cars are potential weapons. Law Care Statistics states every 14 seconds someone is injured in a car crash. That is the length of one sentence. On average, there are more than 6 million people killed in car accidents every year in the United States. More than half of those people could be saved if the use of cell phones while driving was banned. To be a safe driver, our full attention is required. Driving is a serious matter requiring all of our attention. According to Edgar Snyder, the human brain was not designed to carry out several tasks at once. The brain naturally focuses on one concept at a time. Sequentially, the brain is only capable of focusing on one item and then quickly switching to another. Drivers are distracted and they see as little as half the information that is around them in their environments while using their cell phones and driving. Cell phone use while driving makes a driver 23 more times likely to crash. Drivers simply just talking on the cell phone can increase their likeliness to crash by 4 times. Talking on a cell phone while driving makes a young driver's reaction time as slow as a 70-year-old. Such as Kelsey Raphael, just simply talking decreased her reaction time and she misjudged the speed and distance of the oncoming car, which caused her to crash. Having a cell phone ban will make the law clear. No rights will be taken away, and less people will be injured. We will be safer drivers. This is a matter of life and death. Millions of lives could be saved each year if we just devote our full attention to driving. Cell phone use while driving is very dangerous and it should be banned. This is very important because millions of people are dying all around the world, and if we could simply put our cell phones away for just a few minutes while we are driving, then we could save lives. People will be more safe and have their full attention devoted to driving. The laws will be made very clear and there will be no confusions across the states. Driving is a privilege and not a right. Cell phones banned while driving can be very important because the laws will be clear and no one will get hurt. These things should all be taken into consideration because it's someone you know. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. Someone could die just because of a simple conversation or a text message. And this is why cell phone use while driving should be banned.